Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to Black Rose War's Rebirth Last Dynasty Part 2. If you didn't check out Part 1, we went over the two brand new mages, the new evocation spells, forgotten spells, as well as some new jinx cards, and the brand new spell school Heka. So go back and check that out if you haven't. In this video, we are going to look at the new avatar Anubis and his deck. As well as we're going to jump in and look at the brand new room first. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We got a brand new yellow room. It says the Sanctuary of Anubis. So this would just replace your Sanctuary on the board if you want to switch it over. But it's really cool because now it lets you summon. So if you're not using the Heka deck or using the Mage, I want to keep saying her name is Saba. I think that's right. Yeah, Saba. To summon the pharaohs, you can use this, so you can basically have pharaohs available in any game. So it's really cool. And then if we rebuild the Sanctuary of Anubis, that looks really cool. And then we get our new activation. It says, evocation target activates under your control. So it's interesting, because we go from being able to summon these guys to once this flips over, now you lose the ability to summon them. But you can target an evocation, you can activate any control, so now you can take control of any evocation on the board. I'm surprised that when it says stuff like that, it's not like any non-forgotten evocation, or unless that's just supposed to be applied, and I'm not understanding it, because the forgotten ones seem like, that'd be a pain in the ass to summon, like, an avatar forgotten in those, and then they turn around and they're like, ha, I'm going to take control of that. Lots of times you'll have stuff you can't remove them unless they have under 3 health, so that does keep you from doing that. Cool, got an extra room though. So we're going to go ahead and look at our Jackal Boy, Jackal God, Anubis, and his avatar. Alright, so we'll hop down in here a little bit. He has 11 health, 2 attack, 2 movement. He has a bunch of keywords: Scourge, Pledge, Judgment, Divine Sandstorm, and Dominion. He has his special effect that says, summon a pharaoh in the room 0 from himself. An evocation controlled by Anubis in a 1 space away from the target activates. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so let's take a look at what his effects do here. So he has Scourge. If an effect goes out of Jinx to Anubis, that Jinx is not assigned instead. Okay, so he can't be assigned Jinxes. Pledge. For each trophy obtained, Anubis heals 2 damage on himself. Oh boy. Judgment. When Anubis has a number of trophies of the mages equal to the number of players participating in the game, he gains 1 rose. Then each mage gets back their own trophy held by Anubis. That's kind of cool. So like if you're playing a 4-player game, once he has 4 of them, doesn't care who they're from, as long as he gets back 4, he gets another point, he gives them back. But that means then he has to do his pledge again and re-obtain them and keep healing. So he's basically like, I'm going to collect these, gain an extra point, get me a little bit closer to victory, then give them back to so I can keep healing so I can stay alive. He has Divine Sandstorm. When Anubis is to summon an evocation but cannot do so, he inflicts 2 damage, each space 2 from each of his evocations. Ooh. So why wouldn't he be able to summon them if you have too many? So that's going to make playing him with this Pharaoh room, or the Sanctuary of Anubis, and with Saba and Heka, where you all of a sudden like summoning a ton of pharaohs all over the place, that's going to make that ability really devastating, because he's trying to summon pharaohs all the time, and he can't because there's not enough of them, or even just playing against him by himself. If he's summoning them like 1 every turn, and you're not killing them every turn, he's going to just start doing 2 damage to everything in them areas. So that's pretty cool. And then he has Dominion, which all the avatars have. If they summon to it, when he's activating his cell, he does not activate, places himself in the Black Rose room. Alright, then his priorities are, for 1, the Mage, choose a card that's going to be the Mage with the most rose points. If tied, the Mage with the most quests. Is that completed quest though, or just quest? I think it's just quest, right? Might be completed quest with the little check mark. The Mage with the most trophies, and then the Mage with the most damage. For priority 2, Mage the most damage, most trophies, most quests completed, and the most rose points. And this third one is going to target a room with the most evil instability in it. Then with the most mages, then with the most models. So that one's usually the third one when they start targeting. They start targeting a room is because they're trying to just take out everybody. The second one's usually if they're trying to take out whoever's the weakest guy to defeat them easier. And this is usually trying to take out whoever's in first place. Alright, cool. So let's look in his book here. We have his effect, Anubis setup, just set up, remove Wrath of the Jackal God. You can't use his Forgotten spell in there. We've already looked at all those, we know all those, we know all those. So that stuff's all the same. So let's go ahead and hop into his deck. And then like all the other Avatar decks, they start to repeat. I'll kind of just gloss over them a little bit more. So Torment, so his physical action, priority 1, move towards the target. His spell, priority 1, gain 1 trophy of the target, assign a random jinx to the target, and then activate. Crazy. And what's his activation? Summons that Pharaoh. Sucking the Life. 2, move towards target. 2, assign random jinx to the target. Convert 1 damage for each jinx assigned to the target. And activate. Shadow of the Night. Move towards the target. Priority 1. Gain 1 trophy of the target. Assign the random jinx to the target. Activate. It's something like all 3 of his first 4 cards is summoning a Pharaoh. Awaken. Move towards the Black Rose. Place 1 instability in that room. And his spell is priority 1, assigns a random jinx to the target, draws another card. Moon Ritual. Priority 3, converts to instability, and then moves 3 towards a yellow room, places instability in that room. He's going to do a lot of placing instability, which is interesting, since they're rebuilding everything. Empty the Sarcophagi. Priority 3, inflict 1 damage, place 2 instability, and then 3, move towards a green room, placing instability. Quicksand, target 1, or priority 1, assign random jinx to the target, place 2 instability, and 0 space for each jinx assigned to it. And then his protection spell is target the mage who inflicted the damage, with 3 damage. Target removes 1 of their evocations. Blinding Glare, 3, place 2 instability, inflict 1 damage, and draw a card. Protection. Target the room from the mage who inflicted your damage, place 2 instability, and inflict 3 damage. Punish the Explorers. Draw and solve 1 quest of the current moon. Inflict 2 damage to each mage in the lodge who has at least 1 completed or solved quest. Protection. Target mage who casting a combat spell. The target discards 1 solved quest and inflicts 2 damage. And then his last one for the first phase is Epicenter. Summons a Pharaoh in space 0 from the target. Summons a Pharaoh in the Black Road. Reveals the 1 event of the current moon. Interesting. You don't often see stuff that involves revealing an event. Awesome. Alright, so for phase 2 we have Pointing the Finger. Move towards the target. 1. Target loses 2 rose points. Assign a random jinx to the target and then activates. Because the Pharaohs get bonuses for jinxes, right? Yeah, so these Pharaohs are going to get +1 attack for each mage lose 1 jinx assigned to it. So the fact is you're doing a lot of stuff where you're placing jinxes, and then he's activating his ability, which is summoning a Pharaoh on himself. So he's going to basically just keep dropping all these jinxes down and making these Pharaohs are going to become even more powerful. And then when you can't get rid of them because they're powerful and killing you, then they're going to do more and more damage. Nefarious Brand moves towards the target. 2, assign random jinx to the target, converts 3 for each jinx assigned to the target, and activates. Open Wounds move towards the target. 1, gains 1 trophy. The target steals 1 rose, assigns a random jinx, and activates. Tomb Knowledge. Move towards the black rose, placing instability in that space. 1. Assign random things to the target, draw a card. Funeral Home. Priority 3, convert 3 instability to summon a feral, activate. Move towards the gray room, placing instability. In the tomb, priority 3, inflict 2 damage and places 3 instability. 3 moves towards the blue room, places a instability in that room. Hounding, assigns a random jinx to the target, inflicts 3 damage to the target for each jinx assigned to the target. Protection, target the mage who inflicted the damage, with 3 damage for each jinx assigned to the target, summon a feral in that spot. No Mercy, place 3 instability, inflict 2 damage, draw a card. Protection, target a room from the mage who inflicted the damage, places 3 and inflicts 4 damage. Lost in the Dunes, draws and solves 2 of the current moons, 2 quests of the current moons, which 3 damage to each mage in the lodge who has at least 1 completed or solved quest. Protection, target mage casts a combat spell, steal 1 solved quest, inflict 2 damage. And then the last one there is Merciless Desert. Summon a feral in that space, summon a feral in the next space, different from the target, different from the previous room. Summon a feral in the black rose, reveal 1 event of the current moon. So summon 3 pharaohs, and then with his ability is, if he can't summon a feral on his next turn, he does 2 damage to everybody in that room with each feral. So that could be really bad. Or if they already have feral summoned, right, he might actually just be activating that 3 times. Humiliate. For our 3rd phase, move towards target. Priority 1, gain 2 trophies of the target, assign a random jinx. Mourning, move towards the target, assign a random jinx to the target, steal 1 rose for each jinx assigned to the target. Despair, move towards the target, gain 1 trophy of the target, converts 3 health, steal 1 rose for each health that cannot be converted with this effect, assigns a random jinx to the target. Last chance, move towards the black rose, place 1 instability in that space, assign a random jinx to the target, steal a rose, draw a card. Dark Ritual, convert 4, gain 1 rose for each instability that could not be converted with this effect, activate your ability. And then 3, move towards the purple room, place an instability. Mummified Horde, activate, or priority 3, inflict 3 damage, place 4 instability, then moves towards the red room and places instability. Hopeless, assigns a random jinx to the target. The target is defeated. This mage gains no rose due to this defeat, gain 4 rose. Interesting. You must keep jinxes after you're defeated, otherwise it wouldn't make sense to do that. Target mage who inflicted the damage, the target is defeated, mage gains no rose. Due to this defeat, gain 3 rose. That's it, just straight up defeating guys. Sarcophagus. Priority 3, place 4 instability, gain 1 rose for each instability that cannot be placed, inflict 3, and then draw a card. Protection, ignore all damage, place 3 instability in that room, gain 1 for each that could not be placed. Supreme Plague. Steals 1 solved quest from each mage in the lodge, reveals the event of the current moon. Protection, target mage who casts a combat spell, steal 1 solved quest, and steal a rose. And our final command card is Eternal Guardians. Priority 3, summoning a feral activates. Summoning a feral activates, gain +1 rose for each evocation they own, and then draw a card. So at least he gets 2 no matter what. He might potentially get a 3rd. But I don't think he has anything that activates rooms. I don't recall. It doesn't matter, because even if they did, almost any avatar that does this activate without using an effect. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So he's going to do a lot of stuff with throwing jinxes at you, summoning pharaohs who get stronger if you have jinxes on you, who do more damage to you, And then if he can't summon more pharaohs, because again, either other people are summoning them or you're defeating them, or not defeating them quickly enough, then he's going to drop his judgment ability there, or his divine sandstorm. Summons an evocation mechanics with 2 damage in each room from each of his evocations. So like if he has 2 pharaohs on, he can't summon his 3rd one because you have one. He's also now each one of his pharaohs is going to do 2 damage to everybody in that room. So if he's summoning them on top of you, and then he has a next card says to draw one, and you don't get out of the way. So basically, you're gonna have to either defeat the pharaohs as quickly as possible, so he can keep resummoning them, or you just have to avoid them as much as possible. And they have a movement of 2, so they are pretty hefty to move around. They only have 2 damage, so it's not too bad to take them out, though. Alright, then the last thing we have to look at is our legendary quest, or scenario. So you have Damned Souls. I'm going to zoom back up just a bit. So you can play this thing up, just a little changes to make the game a little bit more interesting. Suggestional setup, place the Sanctuary room with the Sanctuary of Anubis room, place the second cube on slot 8, the third moon cube on slot 16, and the last one on 32. So yeah, first one deck will last a little bit longer, second one will end a little bit quicker, but then all the way to the third one to the end of the game will last a little bit longer then. Yeah, very interesting. Character steps to set up that. Scenario rules. The following rules apply when playing a scenario. Splotcher? On step 2 of the cleanup phase, the Black Rose Danger puts 1 instability in each space 0 from each pharaoh owned by Anubis. Ooh, you're going to be rebuilding stuff very much in this game. I will mention, at the end of the game, the mage with the least trophies gains 2 rolls. If tied, no mage gains trophies. If you keep stealing all your trophies, you gain a bonus for some reason. Very cool. That's always fun, the little extra scenarios. It's like, hey, they're already hard. It's nothing terribly game-changing, or it's going to like break the game. But it's a fun little extra thing to show how you can customize these games if you like. Alright, so that's what we have for Last Dynasty. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Check out all the other ROTAS expansions videos. If you haven't, check out the other regular expansions as well as the core set. See you guys later. Bye.